Today it's all about Picture Canyon. About 17 miles that way in those mountains is a rugged canyon accessible only by foot. We'll park, hike about 1.5 miles, and then we're going to spend some time looking in Picture Canyon. I have about 4 or 5 points mapped out that I'd like to check out that are all potential M caves. Either caves or supposedly some that some YouTubers say have been filled in. There's also a campsite where Scott and Natal found a tent and a sword in a, I guess it was like a bamboo sheath or something. Very strange findings out there. So we're gonna check out the site where that was found. I don't think we'll still be out there, but we're gonna check it out anyway. So I'm not sure what we're gonna find out there. Also gonna be cautious. There are several reports from YouTubers online of phantom footsteps, which is people going out there and hearing what they say is footsteps, like they're being followed. I've heard it myself, and it could have been my imagination, yeah, but there may be something to it. I don't know. I've also seen people posting online about they thought they were being followed in this area or the area of the Kenny Veach mine. So this whole general area, that's like 5 people reporting that they're being followed or hearing footsteps out there. I don't know what's if there's anything to it, but we're gonna just keep our eyes and ears open and see what we find, and hopefully it'll turn out to be a good video. As always, everything's unscripted, so at this point I have no idea how this is going to turn out, so we'll see. Hope you enjoy it. I've got 5 minutes to 7 a.m. We're going to head out here through the open desert to Picture Canyon. That's Picture Canyon across the way over there, and it doesn't look that far, but believe me, it's about 1.5 miles. Over uneven terrain, so it's going to be a little slow going, but nothing really extreme, and that's fine. So the whole day, our plan is to check out Picture Canyon, several points of interest in there. Potentially find an M cave. That's not where I believe the M cave is, based on Kenny's descriptions, but you never know. Maybe something inside there. I've heard there's petroglyphs inside there. We're going to check out the campsite that Scott and Natal found. Possibly an M cave that some people say was filled in. I don't believe it was, but if we can find it, we'll take a close look and see what else is out there. And of course, keep our ears and eyes open for this phantom footsteps that other folks have reported out there. So let's head on out and see what we can find. It's a pleasant 60 degrees, so it's comfortable, it's warm. But it's going to get hot later, so that's why we're starting early to try to get out of here at a decent time. I can see these gentle rolling hills in the desert, so it's not flat, and it's not going to be an easy hike, but it's not going to be really extreme or anything. So it's just this section here. Once we get into Picture Canyon, it's mostly flat inside there, but there are some rocks and obstacles we'll have to crawl over, and that's fine. Now it's springtime, so critters are out, and you can see right here, it's very clearly some type of a spider, and probably not a small one either. So there he is. See him come out wondering what the hell I'm doing. Looks like it might be a wolf spider. So we'll just, there he is. All right, well, we'll let him be. And we'll press on. Exactly 3/4 mile from the entrance. There's the entrance to Picture Canyon. We've come about 3/4 mile from the truck. I can barely see it out there. And ever since I left this morning, or since the truck, I've had a feeling I forgot something, and I did. My ham radio. I do keep a spare in the truck, and I forgot that one too. It just slipped my mind. Which isn't a big deal. I haven't had to use it out here, and in Picture Canyon more than likely it wouldn't get reception anyway, but it's really great to have out here. So yeah, that's why you've got to check your gear, and if possible, have a checklist before you head out in the desert so you don't forget anything. I do have everything else though, and the important stuff: food, water, firearm, first aid, survival kit. So yeah, that's the important stuff. Ham radio was kind of optional. I'd like to have had it, but I've got the cell phone. And as of right now, we got a signal, so just hope we don't get into a situation where we need something like that. You see various bones like this out in the desert. I don't think that's a person bone, and I don't think that whatever lives in that hole knot on it, but it's been out here for a while. You can see it's bleached by the sun, and it's more than likely some kind of an animal bone. Animals die out here, they get attacked by predators, so you find bones like that out here. If it was something bigger, that would make me wonder, but it's not. It's probably from some sort of an animal. I'm glad we left when we did, because the sun is behind these mountains here, and we're in a relatively shady spot. So the hardest part of the hike uphill through this open desert is in the shade in the early morning, which is great. When we come back, we're going to come back the same route, and it's going to be relatively downhill, so it'll be a little bit easier. A lot of you had asked, why don't bring somebody out here? Why do I come out alone? It's dangerous. And it is dangerous. But the fact is, there isn't a whole lot of people who are physically fit or able to hike several miles out in the desert, who are willing to do so. It really takes a special person to come out here by themselves and hike out in the middle of the desert, this rough terrain, you know, that's can be actually quite dangerous. Something I enjoy doing, and you know, you've got to be in shape, but as long as you're careful, usually you're fine. And yeah, I'd love to bring others out here, but honestly, I don't know a whole lot of folks out here who'd be willing to come out here and do this kind of stuff. Here's a big metal pipe. I don't know what it's doing way out here. Maybe somebody used it to pitch a tent. But you don't see a whole lot of trash in the desert because there's not a whole lot of people that come out here. But this metal pipe is pretty good sized. Make a good weapon in a pinch. I don't know, again, I don't know what it's for. A lot of times in the desert you see old debris from old mines and things like that. I don't think that's what that is. There is mines out here, but not a whole lot of them, like some areas. But yeah, it's rare to see trash out here. You can, I don't know if you can see it, there's a kind of a greenish blue thing up there. Probably one of those kind of metallic balloons. Those you see out here quite a bit. They just, people in Las Vegas, they let them go and they just drift out here, and because they're that kind of metallic material, they really don't break down. They stay out there almost indefinitely. But yeah, that's what that green probably is up there. There's a balloon, party balloon. It's Vegas, people have parties, go figure. Finally, at long last, this is what we've come here for. Picture Canyon, and this should be the entrance. Yeah, we've made it. Now we just got to get down that hill and hike into this canyon. I know this is where Kenny Veach came, because if you have the Gaia GPS app, it does show Kenny Veach hiking path starting right here and leading all the way to that mine shaft. So this is the way that Kenny Veach came. So you're going to see the same things he saw. Scott Natal also went inside here, and Sean Horlicher, he went through here as well. And the point in his video where he got sick, I believe, was where Picture Canyon comes out at the other side. So yeah, without further ado, let's get down this hill and head on in there. This is very obviously a path that other people have made. You can see footprints, you can see where people have stepped before. So yeah, this is where the folks have been, and that's fine. It's somewhat of a popular hiking place. Maybe not too much in the late spring, summer like we are right now. But yeah, this is it. But you got to be careful, because you fall in something like this, it's like falling in a pin cushion. So you will get hurt. So you got to be real careful. Watch your step, and just carefully navigate the terrain until you get down towards here to the bottom, where it'll be much easier going. But yeah, there should be some beautiful scenery in there. And if we're lucky, we'll see the petroglyphs, but I don't know exactly where those are. You can see a lot of these pocket caves. If there's any we can get to, we'll take a look. Otherwise, I'll just get them on film the best I can. And as always, if you're watching, watch carefully. You may see things that I missed. And if you do, please mention in the comments. I love your comments. Keep them coming, good or bad. I love hearing what you have to say, and Believe it or not, I read all your comments and I try to respond to all of them, and I base some of my next trips on your comments, on your requests, because we're out here for all of us. All right, the mouth of Picture Canyon. You can see the sheer cliff faces, these little pocket caves and everything else, but this is it. Here's some of the springtime blooms, desert blooms. There's some purple flowers, yellow flowers, all kind of things. It's beautiful to be out here in the springtime, but that's when critters are out here too, so you've got to be careful. So you can see the sheer cliff face right here, and this looks like a crevice, not really a cave. But if you look at all this dirt that's piled out here, it looks like this may have been dug out or fallen from these cracks here. So that cave right there is probably 8 inches high. So I'm not even gonna get close to see if there's anything in there. This dirt that's fallen has clearly been here for a long time and may have been fallen from this crack here. If you look all the way up there, it's a long ways. So we're gonna keep heading in there to the canyon towards some of these other points of interest. We've got a little ways to go before we reach the first 2 supposed M cave locations that may or may not be there. So let's press on and see what we can find. When you're hiking, you've got to look behind the bushes, because sometimes it's entirely possible there could be caves hiding behind bushes that are hard to see, and you won't even see them until you're right on them. Like that kind of crevice up there that I'm not going to climb up to. It could be a little bit of a cave. It doesn't look like it goes in very far, but that's something you would notice if you're not actually looking for it. Interesting rock formations here. It looks like paint, but it's not. And that almost looks like it might be a petroglyph, but I don't think it is. Or it could be, it's hard to say. Yeah, it might be, I don't know. Doesn't look natural, but you never know. But it's really interesting, some of the formation, the way the rocks are. And if you think they've been like this for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, or even longer, or what it took for them to get in the condition that they're in right now, it's pretty interesting. There's some pocket caves that would be a good vantage point to hike up, but I can tell right now it's extremely rugged, so no, I'm not going to go up there. We've got lots of other points to see here in Picture Canyon. Now way over there you can see kind of a, I don't know, like a pocket in the rock, a pretty big sized pocket. I've been up there before. It's a rough hike getting up there, and that a lot of hoof prints and bighorn sheep dropping, so it's clear that's where they bed down for the night. I don't see anything up there right now, and we're not going to hike up there today. I believe our first video, the Desert Death Hike, does show us climbing up to that crevice, and it's interesting, but we're not going to do it today. Just looking around for anything interesting, any points of interest. Some of these small pocket caves, like I said, if we can get to them, I'll check them out. I do see one over here. I'm going to take a look inside. Probably nothing, and I can see a path leading up to it, but some of these small caves can sometimes lead to massive cavities. But it's clear that other than spider webs, there is nothing in this cave that I can see. That does go in there a little ways, maybe 5 feet, but I'm not going to go in there. It's no more than a foot high, and it's not just spider webs. That right there is a black widow, which is always a hazard out here. It's a valley, so the silence out here is deafening. I can hear birds off in the distance, a fly, but there is no sounds, no wind, nothing. You can see the hill leading up to that little pocket up there, and we climbed that on a previous video, so you can see how rough it is here. It really, the video doesn't do it justice. Believe me, it's a lot harder than it looks. It's a really rugged terrain out here, so you've got to be in shape and really watch yourself. This point forward, the canyon's going to narrow a little bit, so we're going to head between those rocks and see what we can find. The first point we're going to is a little farther than I thought, so a little bit more ways to go till we get there. So there's a little more animal droppings, coyote I'm assuming, because it's a little bit bigger than small animals. So obviously there's a lot of animal droppings out here. But whatever did it, hopefully they're long gone. We're coming into a narrow section of Picture Canyon where there's really beautiful rock formations. You can see the sun coming up over the mountains there because it's early in the morning. It's 8 a.m. here. And with the sun facing us, obviously we're heading east. And we've got to keep our eyes open for anything interesting because with the sun in our eyes, it can sometimes be hard to see. Now this is the same path that Kenny took, so anything you're seeing is what Kenny actually saw. So there's been so many people in a Picture Canyon, I don't think the M Cave is going to be any place that's obvious. Again, if this M Cave does exist, I don't think it would be anything really obvious. So that's why we've got to really look carefully. And one thing to keep in mind, if we do find the M Cave and M Cave, don't expect something really spectacular. It may not go in very far. There may be nothing inside it. My M Cave found video, that could have been it. It may not be anything more than that, if it even does exist. This isn't a cave, it's just kind of a rock outcropping, as you can see. I mean, consider it a cave if you want, but it's not. It's just kind of an outcropping. But we're going to press forward because those first points where there may or may not be a cave is just up ahead. It's a really narrow section of Picture Canyon right here. And it might be hard for you to see with the sun coming up and everything, but it's really beautiful seeing these rocks, sheer rock faces. I would expect this to be an area for petroglyphs, but I don't see anything. Keeping our eyes open for anything interesting, any points of interest, any clues, anything at all. It's obviously an easy hike. The ground's flat and even, but we're going to come up on some rocks we'll have to get over, and that's fine. We've done it before. There are spots where the ground gets uneven, such as right here, so we'll just have to watch our step coming up these rocks here. Hopefully we don't lose our balance. And that's not that big a deal. I see some caves way up on the hill, but I'm not going to try to get up there. It doesn't look like they're going very far. Again, if I see something interesting, we'll check it out. Otherwise, I'm just not going to take a risk or exert ourselves to climb all the way up there. You can see here's a footprint where somebody's been, obviously. So I don't know how old that is or how long ago they were here, but obviously people do come out here. So anything interesting that's obvious is something that people have been seeing. Yeah, more footprints you can see right there. Sun's coming out, still a beautiful day for a hike. But I'm going to try to wrap this up in a few hours and be back before the real heat comes out. The first location I have mapped out for a potential M cave is up that hill, up that rocks extreme stuff right there. So I think more than likely that's a mistake and there's nothing up there. But I'm going to at least try to get up on that ledge and at least get a better vantage point of Picture Canyon, maybe get some photos. And see if there is possibly anything up there. Again, I don't think there's anything up there. It's probably a mistake or some I don't know. Anyway, let's head on up there and see if we can do this safely. Got our gloves on, the GoPro's tethered. So let's climb these rocks, shall we? Because like I said in the last video, anything we're seeing is probably not going to be easy to get to. I almost lost my balance there. If I can get up, I can get down, right? Just over that ledge is where I want to go. Man, that's some rough stuff. You see him getting winded climbing up these hills. Stuff's pretty steep. Just a little further. So far nothing. There's a great view. Let's go over here. All right, there's an M cave here. I'm not going to waste my time getting to it unless I know for sure. So as far as we're going to go. But you can see Picture Canyon down there. We're going to hike back down and continue on through that opening right there. Well, there certainly is an M cave up here. Look at that. Right there. An M cave that's about 6 inches high. So yeah, there's your M cave, 6 inches high. All right. Getting down is just hop, skip, and a jump, right? All right, let's find an easy way down. No, we're not going to climb down the sheer cliff. Let's head over there and see if we can get an easy way down. Check the GPS and see how close we are to that purported M cave, which I don't think is up here. All right, that rock formation up there is point number 1, where I have marked there's an M cave. I got the coordinates by, I think I got somebody's video, I forget where exactly, but I marked on the map. And supposedly, like I said, that's where the M cave is. But if you look, that standing rock formation, if there is a cave, it just goes in those rocks. It's not going to go in the side of a hill, so it's not going to go very far. So it's some rough stuff going through, and we still got a ways to go today. So I'm not going to overexert myself and hike up to it, but I just wanted to show you the point we're going to, that's it. Like anything else, it's a crapshoot. These points that I have marked on the map may not be accurate, and there may not be anything there. So that's what we would have gone to. So now we've just got to get back down this hill into Picture Canyon and continue on. Looking up at these hills here, I don't see anything really notable. Pocket caves here and there, but that's about it. But let's press on and head to the next point. I want to show you some of this rough stuff we're trying to get down without slipping. So I'm trying to step where there's rocks and not loose gravel, but you can still see how slippery it is. It's very easy to lose your balance, but I'm just trying to be real careful and find the easiest path forward. It's like a puzzle. You've got to just find the right pieces to put together to get a safe path out of here. Because one misstep and you're going to be sliding, so you got to pay attention to what you're doing. You got to be alert and just be careful so you don't go sliding down the hill. Shit. Sliding like that. All right. That's not ideal. I have to go around. This is gonna get tricky, but we'll make it. Just trying to find the right place to put my feet so we don't lose our balance. Looking for rocks that aren't gonna break. I don't think this is where we came up, but it looks like it might be suitable to come down. Yeah, just like a set of stairs. This is where you've got to have really comfortable boots. They fit properly. There's a lizard in there. I don't know if you could see him. He's kind of cool looking. Yeah, there he is. Now he's going back for cover. Flies out here. GoPro battery's almost dead, so hopefully it'll last till we get down there. I'm gonna keep rolling film just in case. I'm not sure where we just came from, so we don't have much further to go, and it's all pretty much the smooth rocks we gotta navigate down. 8:30 a.m. We've come about 2.5 miles from the truck so far. We're well into Picture Canyon, and so far we haven't really seen anything yet. So we're gonna get down here, check the GPS for our next point of interest, which is another potential M cave. Now the campsite that Scott and Natal found is towards the end, and if you haven't seen it, Warlike Wrath does or Warlike Wrath, I guess, does an awesome analysis video where he looks, he retraced the footsteps, looks at everything in the video, and the guy's really detailed. So I really enjoy watching Warlock Wrath's videos because he's really detailed, and you know, you learn a lot that you didn't see in the original video sometimes. Okay, how can we get down this safely and easily? I'm gonna try right here. Shit. That's what happens when you lose your balance, which is why I want to try to find a safe spot in case I did slide like that. I don't think I tore anything. All right, let's come down this way. And that's it, we made it. Back into Picture Canyon. Let's press on. All right, I believe this is where things start getting a little rugged. This smooth sandy wash we've been coming across, I think, ends here, and now we gotta go over some rocks. So, if I'm not mistaken, we gotta climb up this, which looks doable. So, oh shit. I didn't say it was easy, I said it was doable. Okay, there. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that's not passable. We've got to go this way. Yeah, we do. More rock climbing. So I've been this way before, and it's challenging, but it's not the most extreme we've ever done. Doesn't mean it's not dangerous. Of course it's dangerous. So we're just going to be careful and try to get up these rocks as best we can without falling and slipping. And unfortunately we got to come back the same way, but if we can get up it, in theory we can get down it. So straight up that way is where we need to go. And I choose this way. Now you notice the sun is behind these hills, so we're not hiking in the direct sun just yet, which is exactly what we wanted. Makes it much easier. I'm not going to say it's a well-worn path, but I could see the people who have been here before. And there, that wasn't so bad. You really got to be careful out here, because if you don't watch where you're going, you could accidentally put your hand in cactus like this And it looks soft and beautiful, but I can assure you it's not. So let's come back down here along this ledge, past the blooming cactus, looking down into Picture Canyon. And I'm pretty sure that where we need to get down is right over there. So we got to come across these rocks here and get over in that area, bypassing this stuff that's impassable. You can see it's a long ways down. These loose rocks really make me nervous. As you can see, that was a long ways down, so I think I'm going to try to find a safer spot, and I'm not going to risk these loose rocks because we could easily go tumbling down the hill like that rock did. Might try to get up there somehow. I've been this way before, but I'm not going to second guess it. Ow, shit. Okay, and what I just said about watching that kind of stuff and not putting your hand in it, well, I just put my hand in it. It's alright, I'll live. Yeah. We'll come up here and head over this way, watching our step through this rugged stuff. Just looking for a path that'll give us the best footing. I know we've come through here before. I just don't want to take a chance at going the wrong way and hitting some loose rocks. We already slipped once on this trip, and I don't want to slip and fall down this canyon. That's just too big of a risk. All right. Steady she goes. Just panning around to see if I can see anything interesting. If you see anything that I don't, please mention in the comments. It's a long way down to that little valley there. When you come out here, your boots are probably the most important thing you have. They've got to be comfortable, they've got to fit great. The Matterhorn boots I've worn on some of my other expeditions are great, but they don't fit as well as these Salomons do. And they're not as soft yet tough as these Salomons are. And I can tell you right now, you need durable, comfortable boots for this kind of stuff. And it really makes a difference out here. Don't skimp on your gear. And of all things not to skimp on, don't skimp on boots. Spend as much as you can afford. Okay. Up and over these rocks to those kind of stairway ledge, and then all the way down is where we're going to go. Carefully, without slipping. Picture Canyon is beautiful, it's dangerous, and it's not easy. So if you come out here, you got to be in shape. We've gone over 2.5 miles so far, over some rough terrain as you could see. And we've still got a ways to go, and we got to come back this way. Well, we don't have to come back this way, but that's the plan. All right. Loose rocks and almost to that set of ledges where we can hopefully just walk down like a set of stairs. Because I remember coming here before and saying it was just like walking downstairs. And then from here on out, it should be a lot easier. So I'm gonna take a moment and check the GPS. And I think we're close to the M cave. It looked like petroglyphs up there. I can't tell. Can you? I can't see from my vantage point, but I'm holding the camera up. So yeah, this is where Picture Canyon will start to widen and it'll get a lot easier going because we'll be getting towards open desert. But this narrow stuff down there, yeah, that's really difficult to get through. All right, check the GPS. The next point we're going, where there's a potential M cave, is right around this bend, right inside there somewhere, right around this corner. So as soon as we get down here, we'll pop over there and see if there's anything notable. Now I've been down here before, so it's just a matter of finding the point to go down, which may have been right here. Yeah, just like coming down a set of stairs. Carefully. All right, over here. And right here, I guess. Oosh. Okay. Careful. Okay. That hopefully should be it for the extreme stuff until we get back. A little outcropping there. Can't tell if it's a cave or not. If it is, just a few inches high. A desert cactus. It's beautiful, but like I said before, you don't want to put your hand in it. Alright, that point where there is supposedly an M cave is right around here somewhere. Either an M cave or an M cave filled in. I don't know, but I'm not seeing anything so far. Come up a little further and see. Yeah, right in this general area somewhere. Right where you're looking. Two lizards. There's a big size one there. And the other one was here, he must have ran away. There he is. See if we can get him. If only I can climb rocks that easy. Alright, as you can see, may or may not see possible M cave straight ahead. Clearly there's not. I see no M cave here. And if it is up there on the rocks, I don't think Kenny would have climbed all the way up there, but I don't see any M cave up there. If there was the M cave that Kenny spoke of around here, it would be probably ground level. And I'm just not seeing anything ground level. Nothing even remotely looks like a cave. I mean, there's some pocket caves up there, as you can see. Heck, some of those could even go in. But I'm not going to climb up there. It's just too rugged. You know, if I have energy on the way back, it might be tempting to go up there, see if there's anything in there. But from my experience, these little pocket caves, they don't go in very far. So, you know, like I said, I may check it on the way back, depending on what my energy level is and how far we go out today. Otherwise, let's press on to the next point, which should be just up ahead. Pretty much got 3 more points to get to. There's 3 possible M caves, the covered M cave and the sword and tent site. So that's where we're gonna go up there. So without further ado, let's get going. It's opened up quite a bit, but it's still technically Picture Canyon. Looking around, you can see all these cliffs and whatnot. There's some pocket caves, but nothing really notable. The ground's relatively flat. It's a slight uphill grade. We've been hiking for about 2 hours now, going on 3 miles, and it's starting to warm up. So we shouldn't get anything higher than 85 or 90, but still, I'm hoping to be back well before it gets that hot. So let's keep on and get to the next point. We got about 3 or 4 points to check out, and we'll conclude at where that campsite location supposedly is. Man, look at that how rugged that is, that hillside. I would not want to climb up that. I mean, it's doable, but my God, that is some rough stuff. The covered M cave should be right there in front of us somewhere, but it's not. It should be at the side of a steep hill, and that is not a steep hill. Well, I mean, it is if you walk up, but it's not where you would expect to find a cave. So clearly the point for the covered M cave is not there. I would expect it to be somewhere on this side where the hill is much steeper, but looking around, I don't see anything that looks like it could be an M cave or even one that's covered up. So if you see something that I don't, by all means, let me know. I'm sure just not seeing it out here. So far, all the points that we found have turned out to be nothing. The last point we have to look for is the purported campsite, and I believe I know where that is. There's a kind of a unique rock formation there, so I'm pretty sure we'll find that. Seems to be a lot of flies out here, and I did put on some insect repellents, but still the flies are really bad out here. So far no M cave, nothing. It looks like an M cave. I wouldn't call this hike fruitless so far, because if you're following the Kenny Veach mystery, you'd ask yourself, what about Picture Canyon? He was obviously walking in Picture Canyon. What's in Picture Canyon? Well, today we're in Picture Canyon, filming, looking for anything that might give us a clue, any land feature, anything unique that would maybe tell us what may have happened. So far I have not seen anything, but there's a lot of ground to cover out here. So let's press on and see if we can get to that campsite. We're hiking up to one of the many out here Native American agave or yucca burn pits. You can see where they cleared the rocks and made a giant pit to burn agave hearts, yucca plants right here for food. And we're standing in the middle of it. Obviously it took a lot of work to build this, but this is where they did it, where they burned the agave, the Native Americans, hundreds of years ago. And this is what it looks like. We're standing here because in the Lost Mine video, it was when I was standing in one of the agave burn pits when I heard the phantom footsteps. And I believe the Lost Mine is that direction, right over those hills, which you may or may not head up there. I may pop around the hill just to take a look and see how far it is, but honestly, we've come almost 3.5 miles so far, and we've got to go at least that far on the way back. So I don't want to go too far in one day because it's going to start getting hot, even though it's only not even 9:30. So what we're going to do now is go this direction to where that supposed campsite is, which might be by that kind of rock formation over there. I don't think the tent or the sword are still there, but I at least want to film the location where they were. I'm sure somebody took them. So let's head on over there. Keep your eyes and ears open and see what we can find. There's no trail here, just hiking through the open desert. Trying to get to this final point in our journey where there was a supposed campsite and the remnants of a tent and a sword were found out there. Was it Kenny's? Nobody knows for sure. Is it still there? I seriously doubt it, but so we're heading over there to find out. In the open desert, shade trees like this are few and far between. They're very much appreciated when they're found. We're almost to the point we're going. Just over 3.5 miles so far. Take a quick break here, check the GPS, and then press on. The terrain out here looks completely different in person than it does on other folks' videos or even on Google Earth. According to the point that I have mapped out, the sword and the tent fragment should be right around that rock formation somewhere. So we're gonna hike up there and look really good and see if we can see them. And the sword would be in like a little crevice. So we'll look for that crevice and see if there's any trash or anything in there. It may still be there. But this is the furthest point we have mapped out. And according to the GPS, that's it. So let's see what we can find. According to Guide GPS, we pretty much arrived. So I'm gonna walk around this rock formation, see if we can find anything that might look like that tent fragment, or even if the sword is still here. Anything we find, we're gonna leave here. No intention of packing garbage out. But it would be interesting to see it if it's still here someplace. But yeah, if you're gonna camp out here, this would be a good place to camp. It almost looks like petroglyphs there, you can't really tell. So far, nothing. And double check the GPS to make sure we're in the right location. Like I said, nothing looks like it does in video when you're here in real life. Yep, this is it. According to the GPS, right directly is standing in front of it. So let's look a little bit better and see if we can find something. We'll go up to the top in just a moment. Let's go around the base first. We are supposedly directly in the area where that sword and tent fragment were found. Now it's entirely possible somebody took them. But I don't see anything at all around here. So if you do, please mention in the comments. Now this might not even be the place where it was found, but based on the research I've done and analysis by Warlike Raf, this is where it should be, somewhere in this general area. I think on the way back we're going to check over there, come down this little draw and see if there's anything down there. We'll get to the top of these rocks first and see if we can see anything up there. Alright, now we're going to be careful. Loose rocks and cactuses do not make a good combination. So far, nothing. Nothing. That rock formation is our final point. And I didn't see anything that looked like a tent fragment or a sword, but I figured it was a crapshoot coming out here. Somebody probably took it. Lots of hikers come out here. Somebody probably packed the tent out thinking it's trash. The sword, somebody took it just because that's what people do. Would have been cool if it was still here. I don't even can't say for sure if it even was Kenny's, but this could have been potentially been a place where he camped. So I'm fairly confident this is the location where the tent and sword were found, this rock formation. If it was not, please mention so in the comments. Other than that, there's really nothing out here. There's a bone I could see. Yeah, it looks like it's been out here a very long time. It's bleached white, probably some kind of an animal bone. There's a Kenny's, sure, could be. Doubt it though. More than likely some kind of a deer. So we're gonna press on and start heading back. Based on my calculations, been out here about 2.5 hours, which means if we go about the same pace and don't stop or anything like we did on the way out here, we'll make it back to the truck by noon. Might make it home by 1, barring any unforeseen events occurring. So we're gonna try to be careful, make it out of here in one piece. I'm a little disappointed that all these points of interest turned out to be nothing, but then again, now we know. And I came out here to find the truth, so you don't have to. You can just enjoy the video. It could have been in my imagination, but I could have sworn I just heard a voice up in those hills somewhere. Again, it may very well have been a fly or a bird or something else, but it sounded like it could have been a voice, I don't know. It's dead silent, I don't hear anything. So we're going to press on and see if I hear it again. I can see a footprint, so clearly other people have been out here. I mean, it's Picture Canyon. It's a hike that other people know about, so it's no surprise. But it does remind me of an interesting subject one of the YouTubers had mentioned regarding Kenny Veach, that there was a rogue hiker or mysterious hiker out here, and somebody may have actually murdered Kenny Veach. So yeah, it's entirely possible somebody could be out here and Kenny Veach was murdered and his body was buried or disposed of out here where people would never find it. That's always a possibility. I mean, look right there, you could clearly see some footprints, and where we came was way over there by that agave burn pit. We didn't come this way, but that's somebody's footprints. And I would say probably within the last week, if not a lot sooner. So other people are out here, and I mean, you just never know. Something happened out here, you can't call 911. I've got no cell service. It's precisely why you need to carry a firearm out here, because if anything happens, you are your only protection. It's a little far-fetched that somebody would come this far just to murder somebody. But you never know. There's some strange things in this world. There's some bad people in this world. And it's just one fringe theory of what could have happened to Kenny Veach. Now, if you look at the hillside and see the way these shadows reflect in some of these little pocket caves, it makes them look bigger than they really are. But they're not. I mean, you get close, you can see they don't go in more than a foot or so. But you've got to get right up on them to really tell. See, that one goes in less than a foot. Now looking up these cliffs, I don't know if you could see it, but those little kind of pocket caves up there, that one looks like it goes in a little bit, and this is exactly what you would see for some of these caves are really going pretty far. Is something just kind of like that. But it's extremely hard to get to. It's very, very rugged. I'm going to go over there and take a look. I really don't want to overexert myself and climb up this because it looks a little dangerous. If I was with somebody, I would probably try it, but I would love to check that out and see if it goes in, because it looks like it does go in a little bit. But I don't want to climb all this hill, this rugged hill, for nothing, knowing full well I got almost 3.5 miles just to get out of here. So maybe another time, if I thought that went in, I would do it, but there's just no guarantee that goes in any more than a few feet. It's interesting though. Yeah, I'm gonna go up a little ways and see if I could get a closer look. I don't think I'm gonna go all the way though. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get up there. Well, somebody stacked some rocks. Maybe there is something to it. It's not an easy climb, but I'm gonna try it. We're almost there. It's just right up there. Okay. This might be a no-go. It's almost a sheer cliff. I can't believe I'm pulling myself up this. Oh, I hope it turns into something. Okay, almost there. Okay. That's the cave up there. Animal droppings. Cave just right up ahead. Ugh. Okay. That's nothing. All right. All right. Nothing. It's a great vantage point. As it turns out, it doesn't go in very far. I'll try to get on this ledge right here. It's gonna be a little dangerous though, because I gotta try to navigate this. I'm trying to pull myself up. These rocks are almost like sandpaper, which helps my grip. All right. It's a cave. It is a cave. It goes in about 20 feet maybe. No reason to go in, but I'm going to anyway, just because I can use that back-breaking climb and not come in here. Okay. Okay, yeah. That's it. All right, we made it up. We're inside a cave. No, it's kind of a ledge cave. I don't even know you could sleep in here. It's all kind of at an angle, but nevertheless, it's a cave. And this is a chance you take in these situations. We came all the way up that hill, and I'm sweating right now for this, and it turned out to be a cave. Just doesn't go in very far, but it's a fairly clean cave, just dusty. So now we got to get back down the hill and continue on through Picture Canyon, but you wanted to know what was up here just as bad as I did. So we did it. There's a peacefulness about this cave. You can't really hear any outside sounds. No wind, no animals, nothing. And it's kind of a strange feeling to be in a situation where you can't hear anything but yourself thinking and talking. Well, that's all the fun I can have for one day. Let's get out of this cave and start making our way back. And take a look at this. You can see some of these rock formations. That took a very, very long time to form. Interesting. So we can get out of here without hitting our head, because I just have a boonie cap and not a caving helmet. All right. I'll walk along this ledge a little bit and see if there's anything interesting up here, and then we'll start our trek back down the hill. Kind of a rock overhang here, not really a cave or anything. Go up a little further, just take a look. I think this is about as far as we can go. Well, maybe not. Let me make sure I'm on solid ground. Okay, there we go. It's a long ways down there to Picture Canyon Valley. I'm gonna come along this ledge a little further since we're here. See if there's any more caves. Okay, I'm gonna come along this rock ledge here and look for an easy way down. If not, we're gonna have to come all the way back and come down the way we came, because that way I know is doable. Tough, but doable. But I think we can not only make it there, but I think where we need to go to bypass that really deep spot inside Picture Canyon is alongside these rocks anyway. We'll try to make it down there from over here, so that's what we're going to try to do. Or we'll keep going along these mountainside and see if we can find any more caves to explore while we're here. So let's press on, watching our step carefully as we go, because that's a long way down. See, it's interesting how soft the ground is here at the base of the hill. It's almost like a fine dust. And again, we may have to turn back if there's no place that's passable. Obviously, we're not going to go down a sheer cliff like this. And from what I'm seeing, we may very well have to turn back, and that's fine. At least I know the other route's doable. Cliffs, cliffs, and more cliffs. Alright, so from what I can see here, it looks too rugged, and although I could probably barely climb down this stuff, I don't want to get myself in a situation where I have to come back and I can't, because I don't think I can get back up this even if I went down. So I'm going to go back and backtrack a little bit and then try to come along this lower area here and go down there. If not, we'll just kind of make our way back, because I think we've got to come up some to bypass that deep ravine down there that had some impassable rocks. So let's head back carefully and see if we can get to this lower area. Now you can see it's some sheer cliffs that we've got to get past up here, and doesn't really leave us a whole lot of room. But that's what makes things interesting, right? Interesting. This almost looks like it was planted there by somebody. Yeah, that's some even steeper stuff over there. We're going to stay far away from those cliffs. This dirt on the base of the hill is extremely soft. Rugged stuff. I don't like stepping on plants like this because they never get a good footing. But I'm gonna hold on to the side of the cliff and keep my balance. I just want to stay away from that edge over there so I don't fall over. I'm not super tired, but I am getting a little hungry. And I don't want to break out the food unless I have to. Okay. We're gonna have to slide down a little bit here on our butts to get to the same level. One small step for man, one giant leap for Kenny. Oh shit. So easy just to lose your balance here. Okay. Alright. Keep on going. Get through this stuff down to this lower ledge. But yeah, that's a sure cliff we don't want to fall off. Okay. Alright, so we got to go down a little bit to navigate through some of these rocks. Where we need to go is right there along that ledge, just above that canyon. So I'm just trying to find the best way to get there. I'm pretty sure we didn't come through that canyon. We came around the top of it somehow, and that's the way we're going to try to go to get back. Okay, this may be the roughest part of the Picture Canyon hike. I'm just trying to find the best way to get through that'll give us the most secure footing. Almost looks like a pathway here. Hell, I can't tell if I came through there or not. I don't want to go too far and not find a way down. And I don't want to backtrack and have to climb back up. But I'm going to go a little further and see if I can find a way down. Yeah, I think that's the right way. I think that's a canyon floor down there. And it's not that far. I think it's that deep spot that we bypassed though. Yeah, we can get down from here. Alright, we just came from up there where those caves were, and I remember this area where it was just like coming down a set of steps, so I know we have to go this way. Bypassing this deep canyon, there should be a way down on the other side, and hopefully that's the most rugged part we had to get through. But yeah, that was some rough stuff up there, and big cliffs. But we're not out of it yet, so let's navigate this stuff and go onward. Once we get back down to the floor of Picture Canyon, should be done with this rough stuff. Just gonna navigate these rocks and get over that little ridge right there. We should be on our way down. All right, now we can, whoops. So I was saying, we came up this way once before, so I know we can get down here. And then once we get down to the floor of Picture Canyon, I think we'd be able to follow it straight out. And it should be a slight downhill incline going out, so it shouldn't be as difficult. So that's what we're going to try to do. But yeah, that was some rough stuff up to those caves up there. Almost there, just a little bit further. A lot of loose rocks. I always do a sensitive item check when I come down this hill, make sure nothing that's on my belt falls off. Last thing I want to do is drop something out here. And that's it. So with a hop, skip, and a jump, we're down. And you can see this rough stuff here would have been really tough to get through. So let's begin the trek back to the truck, downhill incline to Picture Canyon, and see if we can get out of here in one piece. Well, we got up it, so we should be able to get down it, hopefully. And that's that. All right, so we've come to the mouth of Picture Canyon, and there's the open desert. So we should have about 1.5 miles to get back to the truck. And it shouldn't be anything extreme. So let's get up that hill over there and get to it. Now if you remember, this is the same kind of rocky little path that we came down. So we're just going back up it. Oh, that's a huge lizard. I wonder how close he'll let us get to him. Hey buddy. See ya. We just hit the 6-mile mark. I could see the truck out there. It was like a speck, but I could barely see it, but it's out there. Now look at this rock here. It didn't put itself there. Clearly somebody put it up there. But why? Is it a marker? To show people the right way to go to Picture Canyon? I don't know. All right, so this Picture Canyon out there, we're about 1/2 to 3/4 of a mile from where the truck is. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. The goal was just to check some points on a map, which we did. None of them turned out to be the M cave, so that's fine. We have the knowledge that it's not there. Had some interesting adventures along the way. We found a little kind of a cool cave up on the side of a mountain. Slipped a few times and saw some wildlife, but it was a great day to get out and hike. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you like the video, subscribe and you'll be notified whenever I release a new one. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.